Yo, 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 it's Panic here. I'm bringing you guys another top 10. So, this top 10 is going to be top 10 tribe leaders slash raid leaders. So, all these people honestly deserve mad credit because not only did they either run a tribe, they were pretty much behind a lot of the raids and setting up raids and pushing servers, scouting, all the stuff that everyone hates doing because even me, I want to be on a griffin all the time. I do not want to be telling people what to do. So honestly, these people deserve a lot of credit. It's just they're not a top griffin rider or a top PvP or something like that. So I had to make this category for them because like I said, it's not easy doing that shit. They deserve all the credit from this video, and people should honestly know these guys' name because either the history of Ark. Some are retired, and some aren't. So there's still some active ones, but the few retired ones I had to give the respect because what they ended up doing in the Ark history was pretty good and pretty epic. So I give them all credit. Alright, so at number 10, I'm giving it to Scrappy from TU. If you guys don't remember TU, you haven't been playing Ark a long time. TU was around for about, I would say about like 2 years. They ended up getting wiped, and I think they only had like an ab for a long time, but they ended up making a reign while I was in AHAM, so about like a year ago. And they came back for a bit. They were on Gen with us, and Scrappy was still the leader. A lot of people never liked Scrappy. He was kind of mouthy. I don't know. To be honest, I always thought he was hilarious, so I respected him a lot. But besides that, I put Scrappy up here because he did run TU, and TU was a powerhouse in their day. A lot of people that play Ark now don't even remember TU, but I give them all props because they were a powerhouse. So, number 10, TU, Scrappy. Alright, so at number 9, I'm giving it to Eins, or Ims, from SC Explicit. He was honestly hilarious. He was a great tribe leader, but why I liked him is because he talked a lot of shit, and he backed it up, because SC was a powerhouse still to this day. Like, they're obviously losing servers now, but they've been around for a long time. Now, I'm pretty sure Eins got either kicked from SC or left SC at one point, but honestly, like, in his reign, he did a lot of shit, and he wiped a lot of servers. Yeah, if it wasn't for, like, Jamese coming around, I don't know if that guy would have ever been stopped, but he was hilarious. So, honestly, number 9, I give the Imes. He did do a lot of shit. If people don't even know who Imes is, then you haven't been playing Ark long enough. Alright, so at number 8, I'm giving it to the old boy Luxy. Luxy is the leader, one of the leaders of Vertigo. He was also one of the leaders of AHAM. Now, a lot of people would actually, they don't either respect Lux or they just don't know his game style, because even in my last video when I ranked him as one of the top 10 PvPers, it's not because Lux is only good at one thing, it's because he's good at everything. And for a raid leader, he was one of the best I've seen. And me and Lux don't really get along because of the whole AHAM issue and stuff, but I don't really got a problem with him. It's just I gotta give him respect because he does everything nobody else wants to do. Soak, he's doing it. Owl bombing, he's doing it. It's like everything he does. But in AHAM, I respected him a lot in AHAM because of just pretty much we'd go there, people would, even myself, people would just PvP how they wanted to PvP instead of actually pushing something or something. And Lux would literally either do it solo or he would tell everybody, alright, let's do this, and no one listens. You'd just see Lux by himself fucking soaking, doing this. That I can understand why Lux is one of the leaders of Vertigo, because honestly he deserves a lot of credit and a lot of people don't even give him credit. So Lux, GG, number 8. So at number 7, I'm giving it to Tavx, Gridlock. If you know Ark, you know Gridlock has been around for a very, very long time, and they've been wiped from numerous servers, but still, they never been completely wiped, and I give it props to Tavx, man. He's always came to bang. Gridlock's always been around. It's crazy. Like, I didn't even think Gridlock was still a thing until I started seeing that they were back in action, and I don't know. I've always gave them credit, but I give them the most credit because of the 233 raid they did on us. Like, we were down to our last death wall at the time before Oblivion came in and like bailed us out. So why I give him number 7 is actually because of how he led that raid. Like, it was just smart. Like, we threw everything we had at Gridlock, and they just kept coming and coming and coming, and it was really, it was one of those crit moments where we're like, holy fuck, all because of me and P did too. Like, we caused all this just by trolling a server, and Tavx didn't fuck around. Now, a lot of people could talk shit about Tavx of all the meshing and DDoSing that Gridlock did and stuff, but besides that, his raid leading skills have always been top notch, so props to Tavx. Alright, so number 6 now. I give this to Jamesy. He was a part of Nox. If you don't really know too much about Jamesy, Nox wasn't really that strong of a tribe at the time. Euro was around, there was a lot of big powerhouse tribes around at the time, and literally little old Nox came into Ark as a powerhouse, and Jamesy was either the leader or a raid leader for the longest time. I'm not too sure, but I know that he was a part of Nox for the longest time. Like, everyone's seen his video on Nox and PR rating Yura and stuff. Like, Nox was a very, very strong tribe, and I give props to Jamesy for a lot of those raid leads, because not only did they wipe Yura, they ended up going up against Ims's tribe, or Ims's tribe there, Explicit, and I'm pretty sure they wiped them as well. So, honestly, like, Jamesy always did a good job, and, like, Jamesy's always been trolled in Ark for the longest time, but besides that, I gotta give him props as one of the top raid leaders, because he's been around for a long time. Nox has wiped so much. Like, out of all the tribes that are actually listed in here, Nox has to be one of the tribes to wipe the most, even before PRMV and everything like that. Like, Nox has always been a powerhouse, so I give him that. Alright, at number 5, I give it to the homie Checkmate. So Checkmate is definitely retired. He was the leader of New Era, and I had to honestly add Checkmate in because Checkmate did a lot with New Era. I think their most notable wipe was 236, I believe. No, 264. That would definitely be one of their most notable wipes. They wiped the whole server. But besides that, like, Checkmate had a strong tribe with New Era. I was amazed when either they split up or they merged away. I don't really know the whole story with New Era and Checkmate, but as a raid leader, Checkmate was one of the best. Like, he literally sat in his throne on server 50, the Jungle 1 cave, just waiting to be meshed or something like that. And then when it came time to raid, bro, they were wiping everything left, right, and center. And, like, they were a really, really strong tribe. We used to grief server 50 as alphas all the time, because that was literally the first server we stepped foot on, and then we got kicked out by Karma Crew. So we're like, all right. But Checkmate honestly deserves it. So number 5, GG, Checkmate. At number 4, I give it to Tedz, PR. If you don't know who Tedz is, he's been around since the beginning of time. He was in the Relentless Alliance and everything. I give him number 4 because, honestly, like, PR has wiped a lot of stuff. Like, they're up there with, like, Nox being a single tribe. PR as a single tribe wiped a lot. Like, they managed to wipe Abaddon's 400 server, and 400 will always go down as one of the servers that went through everything. But pretty much his raid leading skills through 400 really set him as number 4 because that shit was OP. So, number 4, Tedz. And number 3, another powerhouse tribe leader, Bomba. WW, man, I got nothing bad to say about Bomba. I loved being in WW, and I loved, honestly, him being our raid leader. He was a great guy. He always made sure to, like, instead of being, like, hostile, he was really nice to us, and, like, WW, all the wipes and everything. Mainly it was Bomba behind it at the time, so when he was in reign of WW, he definitely got to show that he deserves number 3, because you can talk shit about WW all you want, but Bomba as a tribe leader and a raid leader, he was definitely one of the best, so give Bomba props. At number 2, I give it to Buck NWO, tribe leader of SVF. I give him a lot of credit in it. It's not even because like they're our friends or anything like that. It's if you guys get to go on raids and defenses like we did, just watching how SVF communicates and works as a unit will honestly just, you sit there and you're like, who's behind all this? And it's Buck. He is honestly definitely number 2, because like, bro, that shit is not easy. I can't even get my tribe to do anything, never mind leading like 100 people. I give him props. He's definitely, no one can argue that. I don't even care. At number 1, I give it to Lowry, part of Oblivion. Oblivion's been around since the beginning of times. Like, everybody knows who Oblivion is. They've always been a powerhouse. I don't think they've ever really been wiped besides clusters and dev wiped, so, you know, there's one person behind all that, and it's Oblivion. Honestly, I didn't know where to put him until I seen 226 wipe. Man, he was definitely a lot of the brains behind that wipe, and bruh, that was Drip's main server. Like, that was an intense war, and like, man, just the way that Oblivion works as a unit and stuff, like, you gotta give Lowry number 1. He's been around for a long fucking time, so honestly, GG Lowry. GG on having 400 as long as you did, and GG on keeping Oblivion the way they are. Alright, well that's it for this list, so if you guys have any other lists that you guys would like, go ahead and throw it at me. I didn't even like really look into this list until somebody kept asking me to do it, and I was like, maybe I will, because, you know, a lot of these guys deserve the credit, so thanks again everyone, have a good one.
Do it! Just